Yeah, everyone just tries to race you and race you and race you and
Talking about it right now.
Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't really matter what they do. Baby, got me breathing now, breathing now. Doesn't matter.
I'll do today what others won't so I can have tomorrow what others can't.
Breathing now.
My name's Matt. I own Dentboss Painless Dent Removal and this is my R8.
Welcome to this one-way ride. We're all on it, got to give it a go. All we got is hope. Wipe the floor of yesterday. You can change it anyway, and you're never alone, never alone.
Hey guys, it's Jared and Ryan here from Motor Persona. Today we're here with another episode of our Persona Diaries. We have Matt Tartak and his beautiful Audi R8 that he's had completely custom built by Auto Elements. It's a stunner. What do you think, Ryan?
Absolutely amazing car. Jared asked me what would my face be like when I first saw the car. Insert that clip right now. Here, exactly. That was my face when I first saw the car, and that's been my face pretty much the whole night, especially looking at this car and shooting it. So I'm very keen for everyone to see this episode. Let's get right into it.
I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different hobbies. Some say life is boring, but I disagree. I wake up in a dream.
So, firstly, what drives and motivates you to be successful?
I'd say my biggest drive and motivation is just my wife and kids, just to make sure that we're always okay and always good and looked after, and yeah, there's not much more to that. Yeah,
So, family's the number one for you?
100%, 100%.
You've had this beautiful R8 spec'd up by Auto Elements, so what have you done specifically to make it your own and resemble your personality within a car?
So look, to make it my own, obviously the Liberty Walk, the wide body, generally it comes with rivets all through the kit. And the one thing that I insisted on was I don't like rivets on wide bodies. That's a personal preference. So it was a little bit of a back and forth. I just liked the original lines of the car and I wanted to try and keep it as original as it was. And then obviously the airbags and everything else we've done for the promotional aspect of the car.
Along with those styling choices, what kind of engine modifications and just performance enhancing mods have you done?
So we've done the exhaust and we've done water to meth injection, injectors, cams, and just a very mild tune, just to make sure that everything we did now works properly with the car. I wouldn't say it's anything over the top engine-wise, but yeah, just nice tasteful mods to the engine. So we timed it at 3.55, 0 to 100, and it ran 11.02 down the quarter mile.
With a car like this, are you car obsessed, and does the family support the passion for you?
Definitely, yeah, definitely car obsessed. Working with cars since I was, very young, and my wife, God bless her, understands my disease, and I wouldn't say supports it fully, but she understands that it is a part of my life. And when I do come to her with crazy ideas, she's on board. She's on board. There are certain things she's a bit reluctant with, but she always says yes. She always says yes.
So she has approved this car, right?
She has, yes. I used my kids as a bit of leverage because my son was obsessed with the Audi R8. So when we looked at building the car, I obviously started with the platform where I could use a little bit of leverage off my child to get the car.
Of course, the Audi R8 is a car that a lot of people look up to, and it is one of those cars on the more expensive side of things. When it came to purchasing this car, how did you justify the financial outlay to spend the money on this?
Well, to be completely honest, I knew that if you went the V8 model and the auto, that these cars were extremely hard to sell. So I came across one that was extremely well priced already, and we negotiated it through a very good friend of mine, OC Automotive, Les, thanks mate. and we got a really, really good deal on it. So even though the car looks to some people worth $500,000, it's really not. And it was a really good platform to start with for the build. So when it came to the justification, very easy to justify when the car was priced at 300 and something thousand once upon a time, and then you're picking up the car for a third of the price to start a build.
Yeah.
So when it came to it, it was, yeah, I mean, look, it was still a lot of money to outlay, but to build something for the business that hadn't been done before, I just wanted to start with the right platform, and my wife was eager for the purchase. Let me say that. Yeah, it made it a little bit easier that it wasn't a one-sided decision.
And the lights are out, you stumble in the dark.
Just don't get caught up in when you're young going out, and that's like the be-all and end-all. I sacrificed a lot of that when I was younger, and a lot of people say, oh, you never got to live your youth, but it never mattered to me. And then I'm 31 and business is great, everything's going good, my family's strong, and I have absolutely no regrets.
When you achieve goals like this and you set out to purchase an Audi R8, that's a huge goal for a lot of people. How do you continue a progressive and positive outlook towards goal setting and progressing in life generally, personally or professionally?
The simplest way to put that would be my children. So before I had kids, I've always worked 7 days a week. It's always been in me. And then when I had kids, I went into overdrive.
Yeah.
So before my children really came along, it was more of I've got a goal, I want a house. I've got a goal, I want to, buy a car. And then when the kids came through, it was more like this real drive behind me to say, okay, well, there's so much more that we need now because there's kids involved. So literally any time that I'm feeling tired, anytime I'm feeling, a little bit down, work's too much or anything, you just get home, look at the kids, and you're fresh for the next day. It's the simplest motivation in the world.
A lot of people watching would have started their journey, or they're even midway in their journey of achieving their goals. What's a quick win someone could implement into their lives and benefit from pretty quickly?
I would say just the most important thing for me in regards to my work ethic and my well-being is just my diet. It wasn't too long ago that I actually changed to being plant-based, and my average day was 12 to 14 hours guaranteed, non-stop, and every single day I was exhausted and tired and everything, and then my mind was so clouded on making investment calls or judgment calls or anything. And then as soon as I got onto this new diet, 16, 18-hour days are no longer a problem. Waking up, spending time with the kids, everything, there's just an abundance of energy. So as far as a quick win, a simple change of your diet, it does wonders. Proof's in the pudding. I live by it.
Even when I was behind the wheel of this, just starting it up, not even moving it and just putting a little bit of acceleration on, I felt incredible. My heart was pumping, and it's an experience in its own just sitting in the driver's seat. How do you feel when you drive this, and what kind of reactions do you get from people?
Look, I won't lie, I love it. I love driving it and everything. The reactions are good, kind of getting over people seeing it and trying to race me.
Talking about it, right? That could not be perfectly true.
Yeah, I know, tell me about that, yeah. There's an example of the reactions, that does happen a lot. Look, I try and fly more under the radar. So when we are driving it, it's generally to a meet. I think I've done 1,000 kilometers in it in the time that I've owned it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wish people would stop trying to race me all the time. That would be nice. The police are pretty heavy around these, so I try not to entertain that too much.
This has been one of my favorite episodes to film, and overall, Matt, you're a really top guy. Thank you so much for taking the time to let us go around your car, absolutely film everything, every nook and cranny, and of course ask these questions to you. I really, really appreciate the stance that you come from with your family first aspect, everything you've had to say about achieving goals. Ryan, are you just as amazed as I am about this car and just Matt as a person?
Yeah, it's to have someone that has the same sort of values in terms of building with family, and that is what showcases our success. I'm sure if people were to meet Matt and how he is with his family, they would understand why that means so much to him. So to have Matt here on the show with us and to embed the same values that both Jared and I have is absolutely amazing. And we thank you so much for that.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
People are going to think you set that up.
Yeah,
100% people are going to think you set
100%.
that up.